What's going on, everyone? I hate it. I don't like it. I don't want it on my travel log. Throw it in the scrap pile. Try again. So, no secret, I have not been happy with this thing since I built it. I was trying to make myself use it, and in the back of my head, I knew it wasn't going to happen. And then, I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Gustafer? I don't know, probably too redneck to say that. I'm surprised you use round tubing when rectangular tubing would look so much better. Agreed. Round tubing always reminds me of hillbillies living out in the bush in northern... I'm not even going to try to say that. Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. Who make things out of old metal bed frames. Other than your choice of material, the fabrication looks awesome. And I agree with what he said. I just needed someone else to say it. I knew other people were going to think it. And it's not that I care necessarily what other people think. It's that I was already thinking it. I just needed to hear it to motivate me to replace it. So we're not throwing it in the scrap pile quite yet. We're going to use it as a jig where we can build a new one and not really have to be crawling in and out from underneath that thing. We can lay it out the same. We are going to use square tubing or rectangular tubing, and we're going to replace this thing today. So speaking of hillbilly, how do you fix your crossmember you're not happy with? You go out to your grandma's scrap pile behind the old cinder block shed, and you get what's left of this frame, which I believe at one point in its life was some kind of weight workout machine. This stuff is 1 inch by 3 inch. I built the trans crossmember for my truck out of it, and hands down, it looks a million times better. So we're going to use this, and we're going to cut a section over. We'll end up doing angle cuts, bringing the whole crossmember instead of putting a platform on there. We're going to raise the whole crossmember up, over, drop it back down and over. We're probably going to sit maybe some of these same flanges on here. That way it bolts up in the exact same location. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get some speed holes in it. So enough talking, time to start cutting. So that's probably the most complicated piece we have to build. So that's our kick up. I'll end up smoothing these welds out, but for now we want to get the cross member built. So now I'm going to measure from center over to one side, then to the other side, because this mount is offset, it is not centered. And we'll just cut pieces that match those lengths and finish welding them up. And then I'll get the couple of tabs set on here and we'll weld them up. So let's get going on it. So real quick, since I have center marked, I'm gonna go ahead and mark me a line through the whole center, measure how much from the center of this one. This hole's offset because it is a hair back, and I'll measure that from center, offset back just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it with a punch because I'm about to clean this up with the flapper wheel, get all the old paint, clean up these welds. So I want to go ahead and get me a mark on here before I do that and have to figure it all out again. So I'm using these again, just cleaned up a couple. So I'm gonna get them squared up on here and centered up and weld it on. Next thing I want to do is add a couple speed holes. We're just going to do one in the center on this side, and we're going to do a couple on this side. Now those holes there are 1.5 inches. This is the stuff that I actually built the first cross member out of, and it is 1 5/8 inches. So we'll probably hole saw some 1 3/4 inch holes and then drop slugs of this down in there. And that'll leave us a little area that we can weld around it, smooth it all out, be nice and strong. The weld can get down in there. So I need to cut 3 of these, hole saw 3 holes, weld it up and smooth it out. One more, baby.
Sometimes you gotta run it.
This thing's been on its last leg for a minute. When it keeps stopping, that ain't me.
Right?
Hey, as many speed holes as this thing's cut, can't be mad at it.
Hell no.
I'm gonna hit hit Milwaukee on Instagram and be like, what's up with that warranty? Bless. It is cold this morning. So we're finishing up this crossmember. I did not get it done the other night. Started talking too much. And what I'm finishing up right now is grinding down these welds from our speed holes. So I got this one to finish grinding down, and then these ones we'll clean up with the roll lock and the DA and everything. Another thing we need to do, I stepped this one out and I shouldn't have. We're gonna tack a piece of sheet metal right there with another pilot hole drilled, and we're gonna hole saw this side out only and drop a piece down in there and weld it and smooth it out. That way the top stays the size for the bolt hole, and then down there we'll have an area to run the nut up through. So let's get going on that, and once we get it all cleaned up all the way, this thing will be done. So let's get going. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks better, more my style. I didn't get too carried away with cleaning it up because my hands are freezing. Cleaned it up a little bit though, and I think with a nice coat of black paint like the rest of the frame, it'll look damn good underneath there. Now we got to see if it fits underneath there, because I did not check it once along the way of building it. I did everything off the measurements of that one over there and built this one. So now if it don't fit, that'd be pretty embarrassing. Let's see if it'll fit. That's it for the Crossmember rebuild. If you guys are new to the channel and you didn't see the first Crossmember get built, you can check out that video and kind of see how we got our measurements and everything we needed, because we did not do that in this video. If you always come back and watch my videos, thank you guys again for supporting the channel. If you guys want to help the channel out, it's as simple as drop a comment down below, like the video, share or subscribe. All those things help the channel. If you're on Instagram, I'm on there at Puddin's Fab Shop, and I'll see you guys next time. But don't forget, sitting on your ass won't finish your project. No retired cross members were harmed in the making of this video.